witnessing one of the worst outbreaks of lawlessness in the West. The killer struck with mysterious, deadly precision. No one's life was safe. Stages couldn't get through, freight wagons were robbed, even a lone traveler was set upon. This is Canyon City, which bore the brunt of the killer epidemic. That young fellow driving the buckboard is Sheriff Ray Barnett. The man he brought in is a suspected thief. That is, the sheriff thought he'd caught one of the band of men who were terrorizing his community.
Hey, David! David!
What's happened, Ray?
You recognize him?
Yes, he's lining glass.
I have an idea he's one of the gang we've been after. I'm going to make him talk. Get your stuff and come over to the office.
Oh, I don't know about treating him, Ray. I'm only an apothecary, you know.
Well, look, I don't have time to drive 25 miles for a doctor. Besides, you've done pretty good digging lead out of people in the past. Hello, Shad.
Hi. Lining glass, eh? Think he's one of them, Sheriff?
I sure do. Give me a hand, will you? Easy. We got to keep him alive.
Looks like he's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, my brother's on his way over here now.
I sure hope the doc can save him. You've got to get your hand on one of them. I can tell you a few things.
How about it, Doc?
I can't tell yet.
Can he talk?
Better let him rest a while.
All right. Still say you ought to have a doctor's diploma, Dave.
How'd you get a line on glass?
Jeb Harris was robbed 2 weeks ago, remember?
Hell, shot up pretty bad, too.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see anybody's face because of the masks. But he described a certain fancy vest one of them was wearing. There's your vest. Glass was wearing it when I met him on the road this morning.
By golly, Ray, maybe you can make it stick this time.
I'm worried, Shad. We need help. It's going to take a lot of doing to prosecute this case, even if we get something to go on.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any ideas?
You bet I have. I know just who we need.
Yeah? Who?
Hopalong Cassidy.
The sheriff's letter stressed the urgency of their situation. My pal Red and I left immediately for Canyon City. We'd been on the road for 2 days and were getting close to our destination. I'd known Ray's father, one of the finest peace officers in the West, and I couldn't turn down his son's plea for help on his first case. Ridden in the last hour or so. I wonder what...
I don't see any tracks of anyone dismounting. He must have come this far by himself.
Wait a minute, here's some marks. Twice in the back. He hadn't even pulled his gun.
Look at that bandage on his chest. This feller must have 9 lives.
Had 9 lives, you mean? Get his horse, Red. We continued on toward Canyon City. 4 miles from our destination, we met the sheriff and his posse. After the introductions, I explained how we found the dead man. I learned somebody had smuggled a gun into him, and he'd made a jailbreak, leaving the sheriff locked in his own cell, tied and gagged. He'd be there still if his brother hadn't dropped in and released him. The sheriff hadn't gotten a thing out of the criminal, but apparently other members of the gang didn't think Lanny could keep his mouth shut. yourself and picking out your own room.
Yeah, things must be getting pretty bad when the hotel help has to leave town.
It looks like everybody's left. That outlaw gang certainly did a good job of scaring people off.
You can't blame them. I guess they wanted to live.
Look at that sign.
Closed.
The killers can have anything in my store. I'm getting out with my wife and kids. J.J. Hornsby. I guess he expresses everybody's feelings.
Yeah, like you said, there must be a big brain back of that gang. You know about the only thing open is the apothecary and the saloon and the livery stable.
Yeah, and Chad Young's running that livery stable at a loss. He has to stay open to hold his franchise for the stage line. Let's go over and see the sheriff.
I'll admit, Mr. Cassidy, it was foolish of me to try to take on the job of cleaning up this town with no previous experience. My brother warned me. But now my reputation's at stake. I didn't dare appeal to the state authorities anymore. So that's why I wrote you.
Well, didn't they send you any help?
One marshal didn't even get here. The other was killed 24 hours after he got in town. Now, the thing is, the outlaws know when the stage is carrying money or valuable mail.
Well, maybe they've got some kind of a tip-off system.
It's got me stymied. Because when there's nothing of value on the stage or the freighter, they're left alone. But the outlaws even know when a passenger's carrying money. Here, I want you to read this.
This is to inform you and your brother to leave town or suffer the consequences. Do not bring any more lawmen into town.
I'd hoped you could work undercover, but now that you've brought the body in, I guess it's too late.
What more can you tell me about this man, Glass?
He works for Sam Wade. He owns a saloon.
We better go over and have a talk with Mr. Wade, huh? See you later.
Sure you won't have a drink, gentlemen?
No, thanks. Earl, come here.
Shake hands with Mr. Cassidy.
Glad to know you, Cassidy.
And Mr. Connors.
Hi.
This is Earl Fox, gentlemen. They've been asking questions about Lanny Glass, Earl.
I'll be glad to tell them anything I can, Mr. Wade. What do you want to know?
Who shot Lanny Glass in the back?
What are you asking me for?
I just thought you might be interested in finding out who killed a friend of yours.
Look here, Cassidy. We mind our own business. Why don't you do the same? It is our business when killings happen around here as often as they do. Who asked you, wise guy?
Get up, Earl. He gets excited easy, Mr. Cassidy.
So I noticed. Thanks for the hospitality.
What do you think, Sam?
But you're a fool, Earl.
Carrying no strong box. I want to talk to your passengers. Outside, everybody. All right, which one's got the money? Looks like that kind of narrows it down to you, mister.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Get inside.
Wait a minute, I forgot something. Come on, let's get out of here.
We went back and picked up the fellow that was killed, Mr. Cassidy. But as far as recognizing those killers, I can't do it. Them and their horses was all covered over.
They're not taking any more chances on their clothing being recognized.
What about their voices?
A couple of them talked, but they didn't sound familiar.
Well, I'll go tell Mrs. Post about her husband.
Chad,
Yes, sir?
where did this stage stop last?
Crystal Creek Relay Station. Why?
I'll have to tell you later. Red, I'm going to ride out of town for a while. Keep your eyes on that saloon, will you?
Oh, can't I go with you, Hoppy? Mr. Young can watch the saloon.
He's got enough to do. I thought I'd seen this fellow around town. His wound wasn't serious. The fall had knocked him unconscious.
Later. Get him inside, quick. Look at that, Sam. 3777. You know what that means?
Yeah. How'd it get there?
Well, pick him up.
The yellow rats.
What's going on? You can't blame him, Sam.
Horse sports played him and he fell off right here.
3777.
Wonder who could have written him?
See, I bet he's hurt, David.
Oh, not too bad. Nicked in the shoulder. But those numbers, Ray, what do you think?
Bring him to the office. Second alive one we've gotten our hands on.
And we've got to keep him that way, too.
Well, I'll try, but he's a marked man. Easy now.
Yep.
Nothing happened, eh, Tim? Why should it? I wasn't carrying nothing, neither were my passengers. Them hold-up men noted, all right.
You want me to go get him?
No.
Doggone it, Hoppy, you're sure acting mysterious.
About what?
Well, what's going on? What's everybody so scared of this number 3777 for?
Red, how long did you go to school?
School? Well, 7 or 8 years. Why?
Which grade?
Which grade? Well, I'll have you know I was... Sam, when are you going to find out who's behind this 3777 business?
In a day or two.
That's what you said 3 days ago. What does the boss say?
Just what I've always said, that you're a fool.
Well, I'm not foolish enough to hang around this town until they put a noose around my neck. I'm getting out of here.
Maybe you better go out to the shack till you get over your jitters.
That's a good idea.
No penny Ande 377 committee is going to scare me out of town.
I'm not as brave as you, Sam. Anybody else coming along?
Backwards is 77, 73.
I don't care how many times you deny it, Ray. You can't tell me that you don't know anything about 3777.
I told you, David, I won't take chances with our lives.
Well, it's dangerous when a secret organization attempts to take the law in its own hands.
I don't think there's anything to be alarmed about. So long as the sheriff had nothing to do with it, why worry? Let's take another look at Slater.
Wake up. Wake up. Come on, wake up. You'll have to talk sooner or later.
He's through talking. He's dead.
What did you say? Dead? From a minor infection? Oh, Ray, you've got to get a real doctor in this town. It isn't fair to me or anyone else.
Dave, get a hold of yourself. It's not your fault. You've done the best you could.
So you couldn't stay at the hideout shack, huh?
You wouldn't either. Somebody painted 3777 on the front door.
You scare easy, Earl. What you need's a drink.
I told you before, Sam, I'm not as brave as you. What you need is a drink.
Later, with Young's help, I set a trap. He was to let it be known that his stage was to carry a Wells Fargo shipment of $30,000 that he had to get through as one last desperate effort to keep his franchise.
Hi, Rip. 3, March, 7, 7th of March, 77. Say, that could mean March 7th, 1877. What happened on that date?
Didn't you study your history?
Oh, Hoppy. Hey, look, if you won't tell me about them numbers, what do them pieces of cloth tied on the stagecoach mean?
The white cloth means the passenger's carrying a lot of money. The checkered cloth means the stage is carrying a strong box or it's a wagon with a valuable shipment.
What about the black cloth?
Nothing of value. Let it go through.
Just as I figured. Now, about these numbers.
Don't tell me it's finally got you.
This is no time for your smart talk, Earl.
Where's the boss?
He's going to meet us. Where are the ponchos and blankets?
Inside.
Well, let's get going. There's $30,000 waiting for us. And don't stop to worry about those numbers.
I don't know, Sam. 7 always was my unlucky number. I'm pulling out right after I get my share on this job.
the hill.
Well, there's the leader of the gang. Ray, you're not going to like what you see. I'm sorry, Ray. I've been suspicious of him for a long time. I think he'll confess that he smuggled a gun to your first prisoner and added to the infection of the second one.
Let's get back to town. First, it never dawned on me you were behind the 3777 idea.
Shucks, I knew all the time when Hoppy sent that fella back to town with numbers written on his slicker.
What was that?
Well, I was pretty sure.
You know, I kind of enjoyed being a one-man vigilante committee.
When I write the governor, I'll tell him all you've done for us.
Ray, I'd just as soon you keep it a secret from the governor and everybody else. Let him think it was your idea. It might help you politically.
Well, thank you.
I'm not going to move an inch till somebody tells me why those outlaws were afraid of the numbers.
All right. When the vigilantes were first organized in San Francisco, all the members used numbers in place of their names. 3 men, number 3, number 7, and 77, took care of the bad men. That's why all killers learned to dread those numbers. They thought it meant a grave 3 feet wide, 7 feet long, and 77 inches deep. Does that explain it?
What do you know about that? Is that all that scared them?
So long, Ray.
So long.
So long, Chad.
Bye, Hoppy.
Oh, Hoppy.
Come on, let's go. Oh, what a character. Come on. Hi there. Friends, this is the first time in the 5 years since you've been kind enough to invite me into your homes on television that I've taken the liberty of speaking to you personally. I would just like to assure you that any product you see Hoppy's name on, in my mind, is the finest. Now, here's a little message from my little friends. Always mind your daddy and your mummy. Please remember, they're the best friends you have in the world. Till next week, take good care of yourselves.
There goes on his way, down the moonlit trail to where cowboys raid. Hopalong Cassidy, Hopalong Cassidy, he'll return soon again. There's no use to say goodbye until then.